veterans in the free agency market is exciting. We return all of our coaches, which is a little unique. So that part's great. So we don't have to have any work on that with all our coordinators and position coaches returning, but a lot of work to do with the players, and that's exciting.
Does that mean that for quarterbacks coaching, for example, that you look to try and keep a consistent message like you had with Jackson Dart for our Simmons, or do you change things up based on Simmons' assets and skills?
Well, we're always going to work with our players. I think that we've done that for a lot of years, that our systems evolve, they move towards the exact players that we have that season. So we'll always work to do that, but I think the messaging and individual work and used to a coaching meetings, I think that's really, really great for us to be able to have all those guys back.
We're only a couple weeks into this revenue sharing era, but have you guys already started to feel the effects in terms of team building and all those sorts of things, or is that going to take a little longer?
No, I don't think that really affects as far as team building or any of that. I think that I'll talk about it here in a little bit on the podium, but we basically have followed this structure of the cap that was coming, that we were told was going to most likely be approved. If you go back to retention contracts from last year, the free agency contracts in the portal in January and then in the spring. So we've been following that because that's what we were told most likely was going to be approved, and that there was going to be ways to enforce that and follow that. So I hope we don't get penalized for that, because obviously out there's some people that aren't following that. And so what are the things I know, or what are the penalties if you don't? And, do you win and then get penalized later? I don't know. So hopefully they're doing it the right way.
Have you noticed any changes on the high school recruiting side of things now that there is a rev share, situation that's at least out there now, or at least that's coming?
I really haven't noticed one as far as the numbers. That players are getting what's being floated out there. I think that I can't speak for anyone else, but I would think that you got to have a structure. It's not just the way that it used to be. You just got to sign the best players. You got to look at more as a roster. And, where do you put your money as far as not just the positions, but by grade. And so we put a lot of work into that. We were told this was coming and that this was going to get passed, and so it did. And so we've just really been trying to continue to operate that way. And it sounds good, but if you don't have penalties, you don't have ways, or if you're in certain states that can get out of this, then at that point I don't know what good the system is at all.
How would you describe this chemistry of the team up to this point?
I think it's good. I think the players before set a really good standard and taught the young players really well. And then these guys have done a good job when the guys come in. I think the staff being back, as I mentioned, really helped with that.
With losing Kelvin and Alex, what kind of traits will you be looking for in their replacements? And I mean, the season's coming up, but what's the timeline on filling those spots?
There's not a timeline. We just try to find the best people. And unlike position coaches where it's an exact role and maybe the DB coach and stuff, I think personnel and recruiting roles, those aren't exact. Those are a lot more, as you interview people and just find people that fit, not necessarily the exact skill set.
Coach, how confident are you in the team's wide game this season, and what changes were made in the offseason?
We'll see. We haven't practiced completely with this team, so I don't know that. We had some good linemen. The running back room is very different than a year ago, and so hopefully we'll be better at that. That was, probably really our one issue as our team as a whole that prevented us from going as far as we wanted to.
Austin seems like a pretty steady guy, but is there you have to make sure that he doesn't try to do too much to replace Jackson?
Yeah, I think anytime, whether it's the NFL or college, when there's been a significant player at the position, especially quarterback, you got to be careful that next guy he has to be him exactly, especially because Jackson was a great leader, but he was unique in how he did that in the relationships. And Austin's got to be himself and just really initially work more on his game, his improvement, and then we can help him with the other stuff.
Speaking on Austin Simmons, obviously going first year as the starter, have you seen anything a little bit different about how he's attacked this offseason?
Yeah, I think anytime that once you got a chance to be the starter and you feel that, you change a little bit. And he's done a great job. He's really led well, working on a lot of different stuff in the off season. He's done a good job.
With the recruiting question that he asked, is this part of the calendar better or worse for taking the time to fill those spots and just where you are in the calendar?
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. It's unique timing, but it's a good job for us. We wish the best of luck. Just figure it out.
As far as interest in those jobs, have you gotten pretty significant outreach from potential candidates and stuff like that? What's been the response so far?
Yeah, I think that people want to work in our program, and those guys, moving on shows that people want to hire from our program, and so when that happens, we get a lot of interest from people because they realize, hey, it's a program where a lot of people are you're learning a lot, and a lot of people are getting hired out of them.
I haven't seen Nick Saban here with a credential yet or anything this year, but if he ever got the itch that he wanted to come back into college football, which sometimes happens, I think people join our side of the camera, would you consider hiring him for a position?
He's not gonna.